So, ladies and gentlemen, for those of you who join us, essentially we were doing this live. Our audio kept cutting out, so we're going to do this another way. So, what we're doing in this video, is we are doing match ratings. So, we're going to fly through, and we're going to give you our match rating for the England game. Gary, what was your match rating for Jordan Pickford?
Jordan Pickford. He gets a 9. He is my man of the match. Super consistent throughout the game. Was there in the big moments. Didn't put a foot wrong. Really didn't put a foot wrong. Passed it out. Booted it out. No nonsense. He's our most solid player throughout the tournament.
Yeah, I agree. I'm going 8.5. I think he made some really crucial saves. Seems like a different man when he's playing for England.
Yeah.
Let's fly through the defence. So, Kieran Trippier.
A-OK game. 7 out of 10 for me. Was solid enough. Got forward enough. Maybe if I was being super critical, didn't get further up the pitch enough, but I think that was a function of England being quite tentative.
Yeah, I think I'm going to copy and paste that when I talk about Shaw as well. I'm also going for 7. I feel like he defensively he was good, and when given the freedom, he tried his best to get involved in the attack. Kyle Walker,
I think he did fine. Yeah, another clean sheet. This is the benefit of having Kyle Walker because he can play in a back three and it's like super useful for games like this. So, having him there, clean sheet, slotted in, didn't put much of a foot wrong and sort of, turned into the quasi right back, when England needed to get pressure out of the back three down there eventually at a few points. So, yeah, he did well.
Stones,
7.
Also, I was going 7 with Walker. I keep forgetting to do it. It's always Walker as well. Walker, I give him a 7. I thought he was defensively sound. I feel like his pace also was really helpful defensively. Yeah. Covered him a few times. And when he got the chance, him and Trippier, when they got forward, they were quite dangerous on the right, especially in the second half. Stones.
I think he did well. I mean, still, him and Maguire did really well. They were solid enough at the back. Another clean sheet. They did have the balls to go out and try and progress the ball up the pitch when they could. So I'm happy with his performance.
Yeah, Stones it's quite funny because Stones did that. He's more like he's quite happy to dribble the ball out of defence.
Yeah.
Pass the ball out of defence. He's a good passer. I give him a 7. And Maguire on the other hand, he likes to dribble the ball out of defence. So he also gets a 7 for me because I think they were both sound defensively and both in their own way try to progress the ball.
Yeah, I feel like John Stones has really grown up this season because he wasn't playing too well for a couple of seasons for Man City, but this season he's done really well, and you always have that in the back of your mind, I could play in defense for Man City, because they hold the ball for 70% of the game, but he's shown that in this major tournament that he's really grown up.
Is that what you think?
Yes.
Is that what you think?
Maguire. Is it Maguire?
I will be your agent. And I'll be the one to let you know that they don't want it. Luke Shaw.
You didn't go for Maguire?
I did Maguire as part of Stones.
Okay. Real quick. Maguire 7. Would have got a massive 8 or 9 if he headed that massive chance. Because I thought that was a really good chance. I think he did quite poor there with that header. But, he did well.
Yeah. Shaw?
Sure, he gets an 8.5 for me. 8.5. Got an assist. Got the tackle and intervention to get the second goal as well. Was super dangerous in that second half. So yeah, he gets all the plaudits from me.
I'm not going that high. I'm going 7.5, and the only reason I'm not going that high is because he did get the assist and the assist that needs a better name for both goals.
It's only worth 0.5 extra than Trippier.
I'll tell you why. The reason why is because I think both of them. Certainly Shaw. He showed you that if you put him in in a role where he can get forward a bit more, he showed you what he can do. Yeah. And I feel like Trippier can do that as well. People say Trippier. I will say it right. I feel like Trippier can do that as well. It's just he didn't get the opportunity. Shaw got the opportunities. I feel like it's always in his locker. And I feel like, but for a good hour of the game, he did the best he could in the role he was given.
Okay, fine. Declan Rice.
6.5.
A bit harsh.
I feel like Rice did everything he could. Yeah. I feel like he did everything he could. I feel like again the Southgate system let him down because I feel like we shut off the flanks really well. We really tried to stop their wing backs having anything to do with the game, which we did. That was successful. But then what Germany did is they came inside and they started overloading us with their midfield. So you had Müller, Goretzka, and Cruz going against Rice and Phillips, and it created an overload. And a few times they got caught out by that. Now, in that point, Rice and Phillips both needed a bit of help and like someone to come in and stop that happening. It didn't really happen. Germany were able to cut us open a few times. So it's like I'll give him 6.5 because he did his role very well, but he needed a bit of help, so it wasn't perfect.
Fine. I mean, I give Declan Rice a 7. I'm going to copy and paste this for Calvin Phillips because I think they did really well and helped making England very solid in defence. And they acted like absolute bastards throughout the game. Just when Germany had a tiny bit of an advantage, foul, just foul straight away. Like, I don't care.
I am giving Rice an extra 0.5. I'm bumping it up to 7, and Phillips he's at 6.5 because Rice gave it one of fucking them to the crowd, and that's so Pickford gets an extra 0.5 as well because he did it as well. Like as soon as they got that to the crowd and they get the crowd going, that's worth so many points for me.
Well, just to add a final bit on those two, I think it showed another side to their game that they were able to play on the yellow card and play a very disciplined game where their positioning was still okay and their recovery tackles were still there.
I have to say, for me personally, I was always confident with Rice. It was Phillips who I thought maybe like kind of he might be the one to get sent off over the right, and both of them they did very well, very professional performance. Raheem Sterling.
8.5, I'd say. Got the goal. That goal was massive. Came at a very good time for England as well. He's there to score goals. 3 goals out of 4 games. He did have a difficult game with his build-up play, but that's not really his game. He's a finisher, and that's exactly what he did, and he deserves the plaudits.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I think what people don't realise, with Sterling is he can be the man who gets like kind of the main moment right, and he did it then. I still think we saw the best and worst of Sterling, but again, I feel he was a product for the first like kind of hour of Southgate's like kind of system. He didn't play to his strengths, and he's not he's not going to do great when he don't play to his strengths. Sterling, at the end of the day, especially for City, he's a finisher. He's an excellent midfielder. He's a finisher. And a one-on-one dribbler. You ask him to do other stuff, he's not as good with it. Saka. Oh shit! I didn't give my Sterling rating.
Of course.
8.
Good. He deserves all the credit. Saka 7.5. I think he was very.
Sterling did put Müller through on goal. 3 10.
Yeah. He was one one-on-one finish away from getting from going from an 8.5 to like 4.
Do you know what?
Would have been the enemy of the nation somehow.
I forgive Sterling. Shall I tell you why? When Müller missed it, you saw Sterling collapse to the floor. You saw how much it meant to him. So you know what? 100% forgiveness from me, Sterling. Raheem went first name basis.
Saka 7.5. I think he was the most dangerous England player in the first half, where England really struggled for any sort of creativity. He was at least one of the ones attempting to take players on, driving England forward a bit and winning, being tricky in their final third. Obviously, he gassed out a little bit towards the end, but I mean, Sterling and Saka, they were very impressive defensively, so I appreciated that for both of them.
I have to say, Sterling, Saka and Kane, I feel like for the first hour, all of them suffered with just a lack of service, except for the most frustrating thing is that I think Saka is the only one who got a bit of help from Trippier and Walker at some point to allow them to. I don't think they overloaded Germany, but I think at least go 1-on-1. And it shows if you allowed a player like Saka, and same if it was Sterling on the other side, but I don't think you're not going to see Maguire kind of bomb forward like Walker did. But it was so frustrating because when we did get Saka in those positions and you got him 1-on-1, in the first half. Like he did something. He was getting fouls, and like kind of we didn't create chances, but it was something more than what we were doing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then, but most of the time it would just be Sterling kind of on the left, Saka on the right, and Kane in the middle, and maybe you get one wing back join the attack, and you're just not going to do anything.
There's no one there. Harry Kane.
6.5. He 6.
Six. Because he was that bad.
He had nothing to beat on. Like I don't, and he showed you just like a lot of the other players that if you give him the space and the freedom to like actually do something, that he can be pivotal to that England like kind of team. But he had nothing to feed on. Don't get me wrong, like he did nothing for like kind of the first hour. But I don't. Same as like kind of Sterling, same as Saka, same as Trippier and Shaw. I don't think it's his fault.
No, well, I mean, sometimes I felt like throughout the game that he was trying a bit too hard. Like he was coming in deep, trying to get on the ball. Like I understand as a striker, like for me, I really want my strikers to preoccupy the defenders, make sure that England have space to go forward. But he kept coming deep a bit, and some of his touches didn't really come off. And I was thinking like, oh my god, this is another clunky Harry Kane performance. But luckily for him, he got the goal because he missed a massive chance.
He did miss a chance. I still think 6 is a bit harsh. He was involved in the first goal as well.
Yeah, it's not as if that was a difficult pass for him to make. He literally just passed it to the side.
Oh, I don't know. He could have turned and shoot. You know what he's like.
You'll be -1 if he did that.
You'll be your first to moan if he did turn and shoot. And we're not going to do Henderson because he was only on for a few seconds. Grealish.
8.5.
8.5.
He was just, I felt like the German defenders, they were like, they were constantly throughout the game, okay, we need to worry about these players. We've got to worry about Sterling, we've got to worry about Kane, we've got to worry about Calvin Phillips, we've got to worry about Saka. But as soon as Jack Grealish came on, it's like, oh fuck, we got to worry about this guy now. After 60 minutes, like, oh shit, this is something extra.
I feel like it did coincide as well with the wing backs being given freedom. We saw kind of beforehand we might commit one wing back to the attack where we saw, but then when Grealish come on, I think Southgate changed it a little bit. And then we saw Shaw bombing forward a lot more, and you saw Trippier also getting forward and just holding the width, even if he's like kind of not involved in the attack. Just him being out there causes the German team not be able to like get narrow and become a difficult defensive unit, keeping the width. So I feel like that played out really well.
Yeah, he gave width to Luke Shaw, and what a cross for Harry Kane's goal. That is like on the money. That it's quite difficult because he has to play just ahead of that first defender, right?
Yeah, but he did it in the last game as well. But that's the quality, yes. But that is it. That is our match ratings for the.
Whoa! How about Gareth Southgate? We always give the manager a rating.
Okay.
What are you gonna give him?
5.
No.
5.
No.
5.
Okay, fine. I'm going 9.
9.
He delivered tactically. Modern coach.
If we played like that, if that game was played out 5 different times, right?
He would have conceded 1.
I think we would have lost that game, and we would have on average. We would have lost that.
Didn't.
No, we didn't. No, but that's what I'm saying. If we played that game 5 times, and I'm not trying to be negative for the sake of being negative, for an hour we were the worst team, maybe even longer. We were the worst team. Germany were creating better chances.
They created two chances, and so did England.
Okay.
Werner 1-on-1.
Yeah.
Right. Maguire header
From a corner.
still should have scored that.
You probably should have scored that.
And what else? What was the other chance?
Well, another Maguire header, and you had Sterling from about 30 yards. Germany by far.
And Harry Kane.
And Harry Kane. I don't think that actually counted as a shot.
No, it didn't, but that's a massive chance.
No, that is massive. But I would say, on average, Germany had the better chances up until the 60th, 70th minute.
But what I like about Gareth Southgate is that his ability to, it's not going to be popular. He's doing it in a practical way. He's doing it in a way that he thinks can win a World Cup tournament, and that's all that matters. He's just making it so boring for the opposition. So, we're just going to, the first 10, 15 minutes, England were very nervy, right? And they're just like, okay, it's just based on these tactics, let's just keep it really solid. I think our defenders, we have the best defenders in this tournament, and he's absolutely, utilizing that, making sure we're super solid at the back, so that we're super efficient. 4 clean sheets ain't a mistake.
I think that our defense is good. But I think that it's not as good as what you think it is, and that's why. And Germany had quite a few crosses where their players were really close to getting in. Gozens had one where he come in, and in the first 5 minutes, do you remember they put one in, and Havertz had loads of space on the edge of the box. He should have found it really,
Yeah,
but I think our defense is good. I do think our defense is good, but I don't think it's as that good. And he managed to shit out it this time. But I feel like if we carry on playing like that against better teams, we are going to get found out. And that's the worry. That's the worry. And that's why I can't give him. If we were if we were conceding no chances whatsoever, then yeah, I would be on a similar level to you. But we are conceding chances.
Look, I know it's only the quarterfinals. But to me, he's the most successful England manager now already. After this game.
Then who?
Than all the previous ones.
What, like Alf Ramsey?
No.
Sorry,
Okay.
Sir Alf Ramsey.
Okay.
Bobby Robson, semi-final.
But still.
I'll pluck these out. He's the most
Still.
last 2 decades most successful.
Yeah, 1966, like as amazing as it was, that's a fucking long time ago.
Yeah, it's a long time ago. But that is it. We disagree on Southgate, but that is it for our match ratings. We hope to see you next time. Sorry it wasn't live. We tried to do it live. If you are watching this a little bit later, do join us next time we do a live review of England.